Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer Nunez and this is my infomercial on marijuana. So let's begin with what is marijuana. Marijuana is a dried flower from a cannabis sativa, which is the actual name of marijuana, but other people know it as weed, herb, pot, grass, bud, ganga, Mary Jane, and a vast. As you can see here, this is the natural form of marijuana, but it has to be dried as demonstrated right there. So actually, female marijuana plant is the stronger version of the female and male. So you will get a higher high from a male marijuana plant. Marijuana can also be formed in many different textures, including honey, like ash oil, waxy butter, and a hard amber-like shatter. As you can see here, we have a dab pen, which is most popular used by young adults or adolescents, and it has an oil concentration that can also have many flavors, which can be easier for them to consume, and they are not getting the strong, potent flavor of marijuana. They're actually getting flavors such as grape, mango, horchata, apple, cotton candy, so on and so forth. There is also other ways that it could be consumed. It can be rolled in cigarettes called joints, and pipes, water pipes called bongs, or in a blunt. Marijuana can also be used in a tea, which is mainly used for medical purposes, but it is also frequently mixed in foods, which are known as edibles, such as brownies, cookies, candies, so on and so forth. So who is most likely to use marijuana? In 2021, 7.1% of 8th graders, 17.3% of 10th graders, and a 30.5% of 12th graders were reported using weed in the last 12 months. Here I also have another little grid which shows that marijuana is 45% out of 100% of the drugs being used in young adults, next to alcohol being the highest one. What are the effects of marijuana? When marijuana is smoked, THC and other chemicals in the plant pass from the lungs into the bloodstream, which rapidly carry them throughout the body and into the brain. Some people may experience a sense of relaxation, while others experience a high sensory perception, which means that they are attracted to lights. They are very giggly, very laughy, and their appetite increases. When they're very hungry, this is called the munchies. Eating or drinking marijuana delivers less THC into the bloodstream than smoking. Because of people not feeling their high as fast, they might consume more THC than they might have wanted to, which conclude into not so good consequences because they experience panic attacks, fear, and anxiety. How it affects the body. People who have consumed too much marijuana may experience acute psychosis, which includes hallucinations, delusions, and a loss of sense of personal identity. These unpleasant but temporary reactions are distinct from longer-lasting psychotic disorders such as schizophrenia that may be associated with the use of marijuana in vulnerable individuals. Some more consequences of marijuana is that it has a function of neurotransmitters that send chemical messages between the nerve cells called neurons throughout the nervous system. So as mentioned by the National Institute of Drug on Drug Abuse, marijuana affects areas that influence pleasure, memory, thinking, concentration, movement, coordination, and sensory and time perception. Because of this similarity, THC is able to attach to molecules called cannabinoid receptors on neurons in these brain areas and activate them, disturbing various mental and physical functions and causing the effects as described earlier. So as you can see here, I have a little picture that describes what happens to the brain when marijuana is being consumed. So it affects anxiety, memory problems, delayed reactions. Your appetite increases, affects depression, and many other things, which is why a lot of college students that have used it suffer from a lot of anxiety because unfortunately they don't know the side effects that marijuana comes with. More side effects are your lungs get greatly affected. So it may increase respiratory systems, may cause injury into the airways, can cause inflammation in the cell damages that go through your lungs, and it could cause long-term diseases, which sadly those diseases could turn into cancer. Next, we have, unfortunately, more consequences of using marijuana. It's that it causes impaired thinking and interferes with a person's ability to learn and perform complicated tasks. THC also disrupts functioning of the cerebellum and basal ganglia, which are brain areas that regulate balance, posture, coordination, and reaction to time. So these are everyday things that we need in our life to function. And because people who use marijuana are always they're not coordinated, they react to things very delayed, they don't have any balance, they don't have posture, they suffer from depression, have anxiety, so on and so forth. So this is the reason why people who have used marijuana may not be able to drive safely and may have problems playing sports or engaging in other physical activities. This is one of the main reasons as to why young people and adults should stay away from consuming marijuana in any type of way, because it will affect them educationally, mainly because it does affect their it does affect the concentration, and it does affect for you to grasp information better into your brain. So marijuana use disorders are often associated with dependence, in which a person feels withdrawal symptoms when not taking the drug. People who use marijuana frequently often report irritability, mood and sleep difficulties, decreased appetite, cravings, restlessness, and various other forms of physical discomfort. So in conclusion, marijuana is a drug that can be addicting, and it can cause many difficulties for students to be successful, as it affects your concentration, and it also causes hallucinations, delusions, and a loss of the sense of personal identity, like previously mentioned. It is also an addictive drug that has way more cons than pros. So young adults are using this drug more and more each day, because it is at easy access for them when it is used in that dab pen. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed.